Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
An exclusive circle of people with a common purpose. Establish or set up a camp. A site where care and activities are provided for children during the summer months. City kids get to see the country at a summer camp. Shelter for persons displaced by war or political oppression or for religious beliefs. Temporary living quarters specially built by the army for soldiers. Wherever he went in the camp, the men were grumbling. Live in or as if in a tent. Can we go camping again this summer? Providing sophisticated amusement by virtue of having artificially, and vulgarly, mannered or banal or sentimental qualities. They played up the silliness of their roles for camp effect. A group of people living together in a camp. The whole camp laughed at his mistake. A penal institution, often for forced labor. China has many camps for political prisoners. Give an artificially banal or sexual quality to something that is considered amusing not because of its originality but because of its unoriginality. The living room was pure camp. Temporary lodgings in the country for travelers or vacationers. Level ground is best for parking and camp areas. An exclusive circle of people with a common purpose. An exclusive circle of people with a common purpose. An exclusive circle of people with a common purpose. An exclusive circle of people with a common purpose. Press down tightly. A cream that cleanses and tones the skin. An exclusive circle of people with a common purpose. Have with oneself. Have on one's person. She packs a gun when she goes into the mountains. Hike with a backpack. Every summer they are backpacking in the Rockies. Compress into a wad. Press tightly together or cram. The crowd packed the auditorium. An association of criminals. A pack of thieves. A large indefinite number. Load with a pack. Have the property of being packable or of compacting easily. Such odd-shaped items do not pack well. A bundle, especially one carried on the back. A complete collection of similar things. A convenient package or parcel, as of cigarettes or film. A group of hunting animals. Arrange in a container. Pack the books into the boxes. A sheet or blanket, either dry or wet, to wrap around the body for its therapeutic effect. Carry, as on one's back. Fill to capacity. This singer always packs the concert halls. Seal with packing. Pack the faucet. Set up a committee or legislative body with one's own supporters so as to influence the outcome. Pack a jury. Treat the body or any part of it by wrapping it, as with blankets or sheets, and applying compresses to it, or stuffing it to provide cover, containment, or therapy, or to absorb blood. The nurse packed gauze in the wound. Establish or set up a camp. A site where care and activities are provided for children during the summer months. City kids get to see the country at a summer camp. Shelter for persons displaced by war or political oppression or for religious beliefs. A site where people on holiday can pitch a tent. Temporary living quarters specially built by the Army for soldiers. Live in or as if in a tent. Temporary living quarters specially built by the Army for soldiers. The act of encamping and living in tents in a camp. A site where people on holiday can pitch a tent. Temporary living quarters specially built by the Army for soldiers. Live in or as if in a tent. Live in or as if in a tent. A portable shelter, usually of canvas stretched over supporting poles and fastened to the ground with ropes and pegs. He pitched his tent near the creek. Live in or as if in a tent. The circus tented near the town. A web that resembles a tent or carpet. Providing sophisticated amusement by virtue of having artificially, and vulgarly, mannered or banal or sentimental qualities. Campy Hollywood musicals of the 1940s. Lacking aesthetic or social taste. Lacking flavor. An unofficial association of people or groups. The smart set goes there. Get ready for a particular purpose or event. Set up an experiment. Several exercises intended to be done in series. He did 4 sets of the incline bench press. Representation consisting of the scenery and other properties used to identify the location of a dramatic production. The sets were meticulously authentic. A relatively permanent inclination to react in a particular way. The set of his mind was obvious. Disappear beyond the horizon. The sun sets early these days. Decide upon or fix definitely. Put or set, seeds, seedlings, or plants, into the ground. Establish as the highest level or best performance. Set a record. Urge to attack someone. Set down according to a plan. A carefully laid table with places set for 4 people. Usually followed by to, or for, on the point of or strongly disposed. We are set to go at any time. Converted to solid form, as concrete. Make ready or suitable or equip in advance for a particular purpose or for some use, event, etc. Determined or decided upon as by an authority. The time set for the launching. Equip with sails or masts. Insert a nail or screw below the surface, as into a countersink. Locate. The film is set in Africa. Fixed and unmoving. With eyes set in a fixed glassy stare. Put into a certain place or abstract location. Adapt for performance in a different way. Set this poem to music. Psychology, being temporarily ready to respond in a particular way. The subject set led them to solve problems the familiar way and to overlook the simpler solution. Become gelatinous. Situated in a particular spot or position. A house set on a hilltop. Fix conclusively or authoritatively. Set the rules. Evil Egyptian god with the head of a beast that has high square ears and a long snout, brother and murderer of Osiris. Arrange attractively. Alter or regulate so as to achieve accuracy or conform to a standard. Estimate. The process of becoming hard or solid by cooling or drying or crystallization. He tested the set of the glue. Bear fruit. Set in type. My book will be typeset nicely. A group of things of the same kind that belong together and are so used. A set of books. Any electronic equipment that receives or transmits radio or TV signals. The early sets ran on storage batteries. Apply or start. Set fire to a building. A unit of play in tennis or squash. They played 2 sets of tennis after dinner. Being below the horizon. The moon is set. Fix in a border. The goldsmith set the diamond. Give a fine, sharp edge to a knife or razor. Mathematics, an abstract collection of numbers or symbols. The set of prime numbers is infinite. Put into a certain state. Cause to be in a certain state. Set the house afire. Put into a position that will restore a normal state. Set a broken bone. Set to a certain position or cause to operate correctly. Set clocks or instruments. The act of putting something in position. He gave a final set to his hat. The descent of a heavenly body below the horizon. Before the set of sun. An unofficial association of people or groups. A cord-like tissue connecting 2 larger parts of an anatomical structure. A stripe or stripes of contrasting color. Chromosomes exhibit characteristic bands. A group of musicians playing popular music for dancing. Attach a ring to the foot of, in order to identify. Band the geese to observe their migratory patterns. An adornment consisting of a strip of a contrasting color or material. Jewelry consisting of a circlet of precious metal, often set with jewels, worn on the finger. He noted that she wore a wedding band. A strip of material attached to the leg of a bird to identify it, as in studies of bird migration. A driving belt in machinery. A range of frequencies between 2 limits. A restraint put around something to hold it together. A thin flat strip of flexible material that is worn around the body or one of the limbs, especially to decorate the body. A thin flat strip or loop of flexible material that goes around or over something else, typically to hold it together or as a decoration. Bind or tie together, as with a band. Instrumentalists not including string players. An unofficial association of people or groups. They were an angry lot. Anything, straws or pebbles etc. Taken or chosen at random. They drew lots for it. Often followed by, of, a large number or amount or extent. A lot of money. Any collection in its entirety. Your overall circumstances or condition in life, including everything that happens to you. Has a happy lot. Administer or bestow, as in small portions. A parcel of land having fixed boundaries. He bought a lot on the lake. Divide into lots, as of land, for example. Old Testament, nephew of Abraham. God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah but chose to spare Lot and his family who were told to flee without looking back at the destruction. An unofficial association of people or groups. A road junction at which traffic streams circularly around a central island. Form or draw a circle around. Encircle the errors. Street names for flunitrazepam. Any circular or rotating mechanism. The machine punched out metal circles. Movement once around a course. A curved section or tier of seats in a hall or theater or opera house, usually the first tier above the orchestra. They had excellent seats in the dress circle. Ellipse in which the two axes are of equal length. A plane curve generated by one point moving at a constant distance from a fixed point. He calculated the circumference of the circle. Move in a circular path above someone or something. The plane circled, looking for a landing spot. Something approximating the shape of a circle. The chairs were arranged in a circle. Travel around something. Circle the globe. Get ready for a particular purpose or event. Set up an experiment. Produce. The scientists set up a shock wave. Arrange the outcome of by means of deceit. Make ready or suitable or equip in advance for a particular purpose or for some use, event, etc. Put into a proper or systematic order. Equip with sails or masts. Take or catch as if in a snare or trap. I was set up. Set up for use. Erect and fasten. Arrange thoughts, ideas, temporal events. Set up one's life. Place. Construct, build, or erect. Create by putting components or members together. They set up a committee. Set up or found. She set up a literacy program. Begin, or enable someone else to begin, a venture by providing the means, logistics, etc. Set up an election. Set the level or character of. She pitched her speech to the teenagers in the audience. Any of various dark heavy viscid substances obtained as a residue. Abrupt up and down motion, as caused by a ship or other conveyance. The pitching and tossing was quite exciting. Promotion by means of an argument and demonstration. An all-fours game in which the first card led as a trump. A sports field with predetermined dimensions for playing soccer. Throw or hurl from the mound to the batter, as in baseball. The pitcher delivered the ball. Heel over. Be at an angle. Sell or offer for sale from place to place. Erect and fasten. Pitch a tent. Move abruptly. A high approach shot in golf. Baseball. The act of throwing a baseball by a pitcher to a batter. Degree of deviation from a horizontal plane. The roof had a steep pitch. Throw or toss with a light motion. A vendor's position, especially on the sidewalk. He was employed to see that his paper's news pitches were not trespassed upon by rival vendors. Fall or plunge forward. She pitched over the railing of the balcony. Hit, a golf ball, in a high arc with a backspin. Lead, a card, and establish the trump suit. set to a certain pitch. He pitched his voice very low. The action or manner of throwing something. His pitch fell short and his hat landed on the floor. The property of sound that varies with variation in the frequency of vibration. Assign a location to. Physical position in relation to the surroundings. The sites are determined by highly specific sequences of nucleotides. A computer connected to the Internet that maintains a series of web pages on the World Wide Web. The Israeli website was damaged by hostile hackers. The piece of land on which something is located, or is to be located. A good site for the school. The piece of land on which something is located, or is to be located. A way of organizing business to reduce the taxes it must pay on current earnings. The condition of being protected. A structure that provides privacy and protection from danger. Invest money so that it is not taxable. Protective covering that provides protection from the weather. Provide shelter for. After the earthquake, the government could not provide shelter for the thousands of homeless people. Temporary housing for homeless or displaced persons. Living quarters for personnel on a military post. Exist or be situated within. Strange notions inhabited her mind. Be an inhabitant of or reside in. The people inhabited the islands that are now deserted. Be present in. Sweet memories inhabit this house. Be an inhabitant of or reside in. Fill with inhabitants. Populate the forest with deer and wild boar for hunting. Actually being performed at the time of hearing or viewing. A live television program. Have life, be alive. My grandfather lived until the end of war. Capable of erupting. A live volcano. Possessing life. The happiest person alive. Elastic. Rebounds readily. A lively tennis ball. Be an inhabitant of or reside in. People lived in Africa millions of years ago. Support oneself. Can you live on $2,000 a month in New York City? Continue to live and avoid dying. The race car driver lived through several very serious accidents. Charged or energized with electricity. A live wire. Have first-hand knowledge of states, situations, emotions, or sensations. I have lived a kind of hell when I was a drug addict. Abounding with life and energy. The club members are a really live bunch. Charged with an explosive. Live ammunition. Exerting force or containing energy. Live coals. Highly reverberant. A live concert hall. In current use or ready for use. Live copy is ready to be set in type or already set but not yet proofread. Lead a certain kind of life. Live in a certain style. We had to live frugally after the war. Of current relevance. A live issue. Pursue a positive and satisfying existence. You must accept yourself and others if you really want to live. Exist or be situated within. be an inhabitant of or reside in. This kind of fish dwells near the bottom of the ocean. Think moodily or anxiously about something. Originate, in. The problems dwell in the social injustices in this country. Come back to. Don't dwell on the past.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.